Hello, Pisces. My name is Ginger of Tarot by Ginger. I'm going to read your cards for the month of January 2022. I'm using the Rumi Oracle deck to pull one card. Rumi was a Sufi mystic who wrote beautiful love poems to the divine and about what God's love felt for him. And then I'll use the ETA Oracle again to pull 3 cards for the energy of the month for you. And then I'm using the Frixa Tarot by MJ Cullinane for the tarot reading. Okay, Pisces, thanks for your patience. I've been dog sitting, and I probably will have to get up to let another dog out or in the house. There's one dog left, and she's not back yet. So anyway, okay, let's go with your reading. Okay, your Rumi card. Oh, how beautiful. Enter the Garden of Delights. Wow, nice. Okay, let me see what that card is about. Enter the Garden of Delights. 28. Okay, so this is a Rumi poem. Are you aware that sweetness is found everywhere in town? Are you aware that winter is gone and spring has come around? Are you aware that sweet basil and the carnation are whispering in the garden and laughing about how simply everything is found? Are you aware the nightingale has come back from its flight, singing out messages of love to spread delight with every sound? Everything in the garden is granted the right from the divine court to appear for our delight. Everything is here to make the earth green and alive as a haven for our life. What remains buried in the soil will always endeavor to reach out. No one truly alive can ever be pawned to a prison or a tomb. And the deck is by Alana Fairchild, so I'll read a little bit of what she says. There is a sweet spot when entering the Garden of Delights, a moment where the senses have gorged themselves upon beauty and become heavy with their fullness, slowing the mind so that I can perceive the divine beloved dancing behind the veils of nature. But first comes the sensual feasting. Blooming orchids arrest the gaze with their startling and strange beauty. Nectar from the ripest fruits of the garden drips, luscious and sweet, upon a savoring tongue. Hungry for gossip, the ears shamelessly eavesdrop upon the birds in melodic conversation. They sing of greatest, most passionate love and boundless living joy. The ears open wide to take it all in. The craving for touch is sated by rough textured bark falling from the ancient trees, soft dewy grasses cool in the shade, the crunching leaves making their sounds under the hot sun and dancing feet, and the caress of that sunlight upon bare shoulders, with the weight of its own like a silken wrap placed just so by a caring lover's hand. The breeze, the very breath of the beloved Earth Mother, is sweet with scent of lavender and jasmine worn by the Sun Father. She says, let us rest here in the midst of so much life, where the goodness of life is felt and the heart is free from any prison of pain or doubt. Come be in the garden with me now. Let us be free and feast to our heart's content. I want to say this is what stuck out to me. The goodness of life is felt and the heart is free from any prison of pain or doubt. And that stuck out to me because I feel Pisces been in is sometimes in a prison of doubt and pain. Pain because of your doubt of yourself. And so let's see what the ETA Oracle has to say about that. Let's see if it comes up in any of those energies there. Okay, for Pisces for January 2022. I have blood. Yeah, it looks messy, but it's okay. I have divine. Love it. I love it. And courtship. Nice. Okay, so let's see what these are about. Okay, so first we have blood. Okay. Okay, so it says the artwork for for the card blood explores the way vulnerability can be used as a tool for creation. The artist has drawn upon the intimate experiences of both herself and her peers through paint, investigating the gritty, messy, prickly parts of the human experience on canvas. Her work is chaotic and emotionally driven as she reimagines various ways to combine figurative imagery and text with the realm of abstraction. Violent brushstrokes express aspects of shame, fear, and discomfort. In the absence of the crown, blood instead washes over the head of the naked figure. Has the crown been stolen? Has someone been harmed to acquire it? In the Old Testament, blood symbolically represented life. The blood of the victim is the source of the atonement. Oh, I don't know what she's doing out there. Okay, when this card appears in readings, it is asking for acknowledgement. No barking, you guys. It is asking for acknowledgement of your fears and discomforts, asking you to face them head on, perhaps an opportunity for atonement. Channel your human experiences into creative energy to help explore your emotions and promote inner healing. Blood is a life force. Okay, let me see what this dog is doing. Let me see if I can get her in the house. Come on, you guys, what are you doing? Dottie, come on, Dot. Dottie. All right, she's not ready yet. Not ready yet. Okay, so we have blood, so that's personal work to do, and I'm wondering if you had that card last month. I don't remember. You may have. I know a couple of people got that card. Okay, the next card is Divine. Kind of reminds me of, what is the Indian god? All right, anyway, Divine. Let's see. Divine. Okay, here it is. In most cultures, a crown is a symbol of not only royalty and nobility, but also of divinity. The artwork for the card depicts a fantasy stylized, almost alien like reimagination of the Hindu god Ganesha. This figure could, in fact, be the divine Ganesha, but could also be an imposter. As the word divine refers to a godly being, the artist chose the reference to Ganesha, who is one of the best known and most worshipped deities in the Hindu pantheon. Ganesha is widely revered as the remover of obstacles, the patron of arts and sciences, and the diva of intellect and wisdom. This card appearing in readings may be a symbol of luck and prosperity, helping to clear the blocks in your personal life or career. It is a card suggesting the presence of a form of divine intervention, but the nature of it may not be simply as it appears. Yeah, this is could be, a little complicated. Considering the card you got before, blood, it looks like this, the divine is an energy that can help to clear blocks in your personal life or even your career. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, courtship. Okay. The imagery in the Courtship card is a visual representation of the stages of getting to know someone when new connections are formed. The moon phases represent the continuous cycle of relationships in our lives and the process of our shadows being revealed at various times and with varying intensities. This card appears in readings, might signify one's hesitation in revealing vulnerability to a loved one, or struggles to communicate emotions to someone they are involved with. It may also simply represent a budding love interest, one that will contribute to mutual transformation and spiritual growth. The symmetry in this card symbolizes how relationships with others always serves as a reflection of our own selves, and can if we choose to allow it, may help reveal hidden shadows within us and promote healing of our traumas. Okay, so healing for Pisces. And I know some Pisces who are going through healing experiences at this time. So, I know that makes sense for them. All right, so I'm using the Forhixa Tarot by MJ Cullinane. And I'll show you the box for you other tarot readers. And what I'll do is I'm going to put out 3 rows, 5 cards each row, and see what the story is that it tells. Okay. So you have, divine guidance there to help you. So it's not like, you're going through this alone. And I hope that you don't feel like, you're going through this time alone. I don't know if, you may be one who doesn't have a connection with the divine, one who doesn't desire it and has other ways. So we'll just see what the story tells us. I'm going to shuffle one more time, a couple more times. Okay, here we go for Pisces. First out is Judgment. And MJ talks about this card, as sort of like the Justice card in a way. Are you paying consequences for the actions of the past? I see Judgment as, being called up for a higher, you have a higher calling, because it's like she's rising again. She died, but she's rising again. And I just, that it's a metamorphosis process. So she's going to rebirth at some point. But it's also, for older people, Judgment really is about looking back on your life and asking, is there anything I need to clear up in my life? Is there anything I need to say I'm sorry for? Is there a behavior that I recognize that I really regret? Is there anything I can do about it? And, if you don't know, go see a counselor for a couple of weeks and say, I have these concerns and I want to kind of clear it up before I leave this world. And get some help that way. But, it also at any time in our life, we can look back and say, oh, I wish I hadn't done that to that person. And when that happens to me, I usually talk to someone I trust about it, and to discern whether or not I actually do need to make an amends, because sometimes really I don't. It's just sometimes, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I used to feel guilty for things I didn't do. I always did. And fortunately, that's not an issue for me anymore, but I did. I used to. So, it could be a number of things, but I'm going to say for Pisces, well, I'm not going to say yet because I don't know. Next, we have the moon. So you have 2 major arcana cards, and this is your card, the moon. Could be secrets, but, it could also just be the unknown, something that you don't know yet. It could be looking deep, deep within, because you see she's looking into a reflecting pool there, and it's deep water. She needs to look beyond the surface, beneath the surface, to get to the truth of what's important to you. What's important to you, because, you know, if we don't treat ourselves with respect and importance, then how are we going to treat anybody else with respect and importance? We're not. We're not. Okay, the next card is, whoa, High Priestess. All right, Pisces, this is definitely your reading. And here's the other dog. High Priestess, okay. High Priestess is accessing the subconscious, your psychic ability. Hold on one second. All right, so, you know, it could be that your subconscious is bringing up memories of things to you, you know, a little at a time, because you're ready for it. The next thing we have is the Five of Water, so that is loss. That's loss, but all is not lost. Certainly not. All is certainly not lost. It is a loss, but it's not that life will not be happy again. Life will certainly be happy again. And then you have a Fool. So the Fool, look at this. You have 4 major arcana cards in the first row. You're on a new journey. You have the opportunity for a new journey. And actually, I think that, I don't know that you have an opportunity. I think you may be going on a new journey. You have the Hierophant following right after that. All right, and I'm not going to explain that yet. Whoa, what is going on? Then you have Justice. Wow. Wow. And you have the King of Pentacles. Very nice card. Nice card of abundance. The Knight of Swords. Okay. Oh, the Ace of Fire. This card has come up for a lot of readings for January, because I think there are going to be a lot of new beginnings and very passionate beginnings, because I feel as though, you know, because of COVID, I think people in the world have been expressing their passion, not in such positive ways. And I think that 2022, we're going to be seeing a change in that. For instance, you ever notice how fast people drive? It's like, oh my gosh. Because at one time there was nobody on the road. Everybody was home because of COVID. Nobody was going to work. And people started driving at crazy speeds. And they're still doing it. So that's a form of negative, I think, expression of a passion, you know, and fear and anxiety. All right, next we have Two of Earth. Nice card. That's doing a lot of things at one time. That means you're going to be busy. And it's a happy busyness. Next we have the Nine of Wands, which is protecting your boundaries. Nothing wrong with that. We have the Six of Water, Six of Cups, thinking about, you know, reminiscing about days of old, or about the beginning of a relationship that maybe just ended, you know, how it was then. We have the King of Swords. You have 2 kings here. 2 kings and a knight. And the Nine of Cups. This is a card of great accomplishment for you. Great, great accomplishment. Hitting the big time, like getting your doctorate or becoming a doctor. That's the kind of accomplishment, major accomplishment. All right, so we start the reading with the Rumi card. That's telling you to look around you and breathe in and eat and hear and smell. All of things around you. Use your senses to understand that you are Pisces living in a Garden of Eden. I think right now you can't see it. I think it's there, but there's an illusion around you. That's psychically, that's what I'm getting. that the Garden of Eden is there. You know, I was watching the movie The Labyrinth this morning because a friend of mine bought me the tarot deck for Christmas, and I was checking out the movie. I watched it once when I was many years ago. Anyway, there's a part in The Labyrinth where she's going through the labyrinth, and you can't see that the walls actually are open because it looks like just one wall, but if you move up against it, you'll see you could go behind that wall and there's another wall. I feel like your Garden of Eden is there, you just can't see it. You need to go touch the wall, look behind, because there's some sort of, if you are in pain, if you are going through a dark night of the soul time, I know for myself, I didn't see the world as it actually was. It had sort of a veil over it, and I couldn't appreciate much. I couldn't appreciate much. I was kind of depressed and not feeling good about myself. So that's the Garden of Eden. It's asking you to come. I'm here. I'm here for you. Then we have the three ETA Oracle cards. So one is about doing shadow work. It's about the pain of it, and it is painful. It's not uncomfortable. It's icky. I hate doing it. When it first starts out, it's like, oh. But what I've learned about that kind of stuff is that I need to embrace every emotion I feel. There's a reason for those emotions, and I need to embrace even the ugly, icky ones, because all of those emotions are part of what make up who I am. And so if I can embrace them and love myself through it, then I can be that for other people as well later on after I've healed. You have divine energies around you to help you through this particular process. And the Courtship card, there may be a love there, love for you in the near future. Although when that card came up, I kind of thought I'd see the Lovers or the Two of Cups or something that would signify love, a new love coming in. But what I'm actually seeing is loss of some kind of love because of the Five of Cups. And I'm seeing what the kind of love I'm seeing coming is the Ace of Fire, a new passion for you, a new zest for life. That's what I'm seeing. All right, so I'm going to show you the first row. Judgment. You have Judgment, the Moon, the High Priestess. Heavy duty energies right here. What I have to say about the Judgment card is that if you are doing, I'm going to base the reading on someone who's going through a dark night of the soul concerning relationships in their lives and the loss of relationship. And you can take this story and apply it to your life however it might apply. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a career. And I could be describing the beautiful joy that we have when we start a new career and how that can change over time. So it can be anything like that. Judgment's here. Judgment's asking you, are you satisfied with your relationships? Do they make you feel good? Do they make you feel whole? Do you feel like a whole person in your relationship? And if you don't, that's probably why you're going through the dark night of the soul. It's a message that your spirit is giving you, that you deserve more. You deserve to live in the Garden of Eden. The Moon card is showing me that there's a lot of deep diving necessary, and that's hard work. And you just take your time, however long it takes. Each day, no day is wasted, right? No day is wasted. The High Priestess is your friend here also. So you do have spirit guides. The High Priestess is here to tell you, I'm only going to give you as much as you can handle. because your higher self knows what you can handle. And sometimes you may feel like you can't handle it, but guess what? You can. This is a time of major internal change for you. And I'm wondering if, astrologically if it's like if the stars, the moon, and the sun are also pointing to the fact that it is time and that it is a painful process. The next card is the Five of Water. The Five of Cups meaning major loss. So maybe you lost a good friend, a lover, a husband, a wife, whatever, a spouse. Or it could be a mother who was really, we loved them, or a father. And we think without them, I'm lost. How am I going to move forward? Well, guess what? We're built to last. We're built to act on our own behalves. And the good thing is that something new is coming your way. So when we go through these processes, what I've noticed is that I'm given enough information, it seems, to all of a sudden have this recognition of things in a whole new way. And not in a way where I'm rationalizing what's going on for me. It's not a rationalization. It's that if I go along thinking the way I think, believing the way I believe, acting the way I act, moving in the world the way that I do, nothing's going to change. And that's not what life is about. Life is about learning. So what I'm talking about is that I get enough information where an opening exists for me to have a new insight and a new way of seeing things, okay? I think that's what the Fool card is about for you. I hear a puppy crying. Where are you, Ranger? Hold on one second. Ranger? What's going on here? What's going on over here, Storm? Come on, let's go. Storm, you're harassing my dog. You harassing my doggy? Yes, you're a good boy. You come lay down. So we have a big white lab and even bigger golden retriever, and they're playing rough with each other. Okay. So that's through the Fool. Now we have the Hierophant, Justice, the King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Air. All right, so I'm going to go through these two first. The Hierophant is for you, Pisces. It's all about how deeply rooted your beliefs, your way of doing things, your stubbornness, I'm right, they're wrong, that kind of thing. How deeply rooted that is. You got to uproot that. If you're going to have joy and fulfillment and happiness and peace in your life, you need to have those trees removed probably, because their roots go so deeply that you can't just loosen them up. Your beliefs may be your way of being in the world, your beliefs, your stubbornness. And not just that, but your poor me. Oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. That's what my spirit guides just told me. It's not my fault. They just told me that. They're pointing out to me that, Pisces is a water sign, and maybe you always feel like you're being treated in this certain way. And you know what? It really hasn't worked. And so you're always blaming everybody else. But you know what? You're the one who sets up the conditions. You set up the conditions. So why are you setting up the conditions like that? You can do something different. And it's okay that you have. It's okay that you've set them up that way. That's what you learned. That's what worked for a while. It's not working for you anymore. So that's a major upheaval. Next we have Justice. And I feel like she's a spirit guide around you who's guiding you to be just with yourself, just to be just for yourself, not to beat yourself up too badly, because we can go there when we're going through this kind of work, and not to rationalize like, oh no, that's not my fault. You know, just look at the whole situation as, look, this is the creation I made. This is my creation. I'm a co-creator. I created this whole world, and at one time for me it was beautiful. And now I don't want it anymore. I want something new and something prettier and something that makes me feel really good. That's okay. I think you have spirit guides who are going to help you to do that. Next, we have the Knight of Air. The Knight of Air is a very intelligent entity, really intelligent, can be nerdy, can also be impetuous and fast-moving, impulsive. Yet, he's a really great strategizer, and he's really good on a horse. So, I mean, he's good. I really do think you want him in battle next to you, because he's going to, it's as though I see him having that high vision of the battleground, and he can guide you on the battleground. I'm going to say he's your friend and another spirit guide. And you're going to get a lot of guidance, like a bird's eye view of, no, you don't want to go that way. That's not the way you want to go. And we have also, we have the King of Earth, very grounded energy here for you. Fatherly, because it's a male energy, although there's a female here. It's a male energy. Fatherly, willing to let you make your own mistakes, because they made their own mistakes and they know what it's about, that it's important to learn from your mistakes, and won't have judgment on you for the mistakes that you made. You know, will be more kindly. So maybe this is someone you know in your life. It doesn't have to be a male. It's a male energy. But it could be somebody who really has, who cares about you deeply, enough to listen and not fix it for you, enough to let you make your own mistakes. But this energy is around you. And not only that, but it's grounding and it supports you. So your foundations are good. Your foundations are good and you're cared for. Then we have the Ace of Fire. I love this Ace of Fire because she's got this torch and it's lighting her way. And look at how confident she is, as the fairy is, as she goes into the big city from the forest. It's as though she is not afraid. She's not shirking away. So it's sort of like you're going into you've been living in the forest and you're walking toward the city. And you know, for a lot of people, that could be scary. Cities are, you know, a big city. You can get lost in a big city. She doesn't get lost in the forest because that's where she's from. People who are from the city don't get lost in the city, but go into the other element and you could get lost there. But she's confident. And her guides are the ravens, who are very wise. I like that card. So you have, this is right underneath the Fool. So you have the Fool and you have the Ace of Fire underneath it. The last row, Two of Earth. You know, I like these two cards too. I like these three cards together. Okay, so first, it's the Two of Pentacles. Next, it's the Nine of Wands. And next, it's the Six of Cups. Two of Pentacles, you know, through this process, it's not going to be all drudgery. There are going to be moments where you're just so grateful to be alive and you feel so good and you're ready to take on the world. And you do, your own little world. You go to work and you're really enjoying it, and maybe you garden and you're enjoying that, or maybe, you know, you crochet or whatever it is, you're really enjoying it and you're really feeling good in your own skin, but you're juggling a lot. You have the energy to juggle a lot. And through this kind of a process, that's what it's like. It's like we had a breakthrough and we feel great and we have all this energy. Then we have to make, and that's great. And it's an up and it's a roller coaster ride. Next, you have, I got to set a boundary. Well, don't be afraid when you have to set a boundary. Setting boundaries are not easy and they can be fearful. If someone's yelling at us, you know, there are people who will yell at us. If somebody's yelling at us, is that really about you or is that really about them? What is that about? So when you're afraid to set a boundary, ask yourself why. And then ask, what is it about this other person that intimidates me and tells me I'm an adult, tells me how I need to do things, how what I'm doing is wrong? I'm a pretty good person. Why are they telling me what I'm doing is wrong or against something or whatever? And so that's the intimidation. It's like, you're doing the wrong thing. And it's like, well, you can stand there and listen and say, I'll get back to you and walk away, calm down and come back and say, next, and just not even respond. But setting boundaries can make us really fearful. And I've been there. I still get there sometimes. I think that really understanding ourselves helps us to set boundaries very easily. And she is setting a boundary with fire. So it's not, she's a little frightened and she's a little tired and she's not really understanding the point of setting boundaries. And the point of setting boundaries is knowing ourselves well enough, having enough self-awareness to just be able to say, you don't need to yell at me. We can have a conversation. Or, wow, when you talk to me like that, I feel like X and I don't like it. Maybe I need to look at myself or whatever. You know, and if the other person comes back and attacks you more, say, oh baby, I got to take a time out. But setting boundaries is a science. It's a science. There's a lot involved. It's a lot of spiritual work. Next, you have the Six of Cups, reminiscing. And as we're going through this work, we are thinking about the happy times, not just the sad times, and the things that we think that we did, because that's all our perception. But happy times, and you will be thinking about happy times. That's sort of like a coping mechanism. So that's a good thing. That's not a terrible thing. You just can't live there. Let me tell you something about perceptions, how we perceive ourselves. I have a friend who I lived with for a short time, and she was going through a difficult time, and was having some mental health issues. But the people around her and I knew that she would be okay, that she would get the help she needed because she'd done that before. And it was a short-term thing. We understood it. We treated her with kindness, and we moved on. She got better. It was just a short-term thing that came and went and came and went. So years later, I talked to her, and she said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad we're talking because I have been worried all these years about how that affected you, and I thought that our friendship ended because of it. It absolutely not. There was none of that was going on for me in my head. I was concerned about her well-being and making sure that she was okay, that she was safe, but none of that went through my mind. So that's what I mean by perception. We have to always take a look at our perceptions of things. And that's why sometimes it's good to go to therapy, because we can talk about it and get clear on things. Okay, so the next, and then, so this is like going through the process. It's like a thumbnail of the process of doing this shadow work. Then we have the Elder of Air, and here's the clarity. Here's the clarity that you'll receive in doing this work. You see, it's not all dark. The King of Air is up high in at the mountaintops. It's cloudy up there. It's not always sunny. It's not always an easy place to be because people will put you up on a pedestal. when you're like that, when you're really intelligent and wise. Notice these beautiful flowers and notice the halo around this person's head and all of the ravens there. That's wisdom. That's all about wisdom. So this Pisces, this reading is all about going through the process of this shadow work, coming out of it. It's worth it. Stick with it, because the reading is telling me that you stick with it and you're going to be victorious, right? This is victory. You're victorious. Look at the halo. Look at the flowers. Look at the wisdom that you've gained. Look at the accomplishment. This is great accomplishment. Really great accomplishment. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful ending to this story. And it, because, you know, this is where you deserve to be. This is what you deserve to see around you. Beautiful garden, because you're a beautiful soul. We're all beautiful souls. This is where we all should be living, right? If we wanted to, this is what life would be like for all of us. It's difficult here on planet Earth, though. What a beautiful reading. It's hard. It's very hard. But you're strong and you can get through this. And when you get through this, you're going to be a really happy soul. A very wise individual who is really happy and feels very grounded and whole. That's your reading for January 2022, Pisces. Thank you for the honor. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a reading with me, you can go to my website, www.tarotbyginger.com. And if you pick a date and know a time's come up, that means I don't work on that day, because I think that can be confusing for people. If a time comes up, I'm available. If it doesn't, I'm not. Okay? All right. I wish you a very happy new year. It looks like you're on a path and you're on a journey, and it's a worthwhile journey. I wish you all the best. Thanks. Bye.